Yeah, we know him.
I got lift.
He's probably lost. We got Marcus, he's got a lift, so we'll take questions from Marcus.
Marcus, I guess defensively, you guys have given up some yards passing. What steps are you taking to improve on that as you enter the final 4 games?
I think it's more so of us understanding our jobs and being in the right places. So, I mean, we're going to continue to try to work on that and get our guys on the same page day in and day out.
This team in particular throws the ball quite a bit.
Mhm.
This will be one of the truest tests that you guys have in the secondary. You know, how do you kind of embrace the challenge of when you see those numbers, knowing what you guys are capable of doing?
We just got to believe in ourselves and our teammates at the end of the day, because we can't really dwell on a lot of stuff that they're going to run. We know they're going to throw some catches and things like that. That's what comes with the game. So we just got to have a better understanding of, like, being in the right places at the right times.
Are the I don't want to call them mistakes, but the errors that are being made, they're correctable, Marcus?
Always. We just got to look at it on the film and bring it out to the field and just make the plays at the end of the day. So, I mean, it is what it is. We just got to continue to try to get better at it.
Is there any added focus with this team considering what happened last year? Because, you know, some people sleep on this team every once in a while, and this was the team that, like, technically knocked you guys out of playoff contention last year.
Yeah.
And they're in a similar position again this season.
Yeah. So, I mean, we just got to come on and play. Like just like how they're going to have to come do. They're going to have to come play and understand that it's going to be a dogfight at the end of the day.
You guys have had success at home, 9 of the last 10, trying for your first 2-game winning streak. Just, you know, I know Coach talks about it, and you guys have talked about it, just protecting home field. You know, to win 9 of your last 10 at home is pretty significant.
I mean, yeah, it's a good feeling and everything, but at the end of the day, we have a goal, and that's to win this game, and I'm sure it's the same for them. But at the end of the day, we all got to come out ready to play to secure the win at the end of the day.
Just winning at home, how important has that been for you guys?
I mean, it means a lot to us. We always want to protect Youngstown, so it's just like our motto. We want to protect Youngstown at the end of the day.
You know, at the beginning of the year, Missouri State was kind of using 2 quarterbacks. Then, you know, the guy that they named the starter got hurt, so the other guy had kind of taken over that starting job.
Yeah.
What have you kind of noticed from them, and how is he different from some of the quarterbacks you guys have faced this year?
A lot of we faced a lot of great quarterbacks, and the guy that they have starting now is a great quarterback. Even though the guy that was the initial starter before him, he's a great quarterback too. So we got to treat them both the same. We got to treat it as if both of them are going to play, actually.
Very good. Thanks, Marcus.
No problem.
Marcus? Thanks for direct.
So the last couple of weeks, I mean, what's just been kind of working for you that, you know, you've been able to find more success? You've got a couple of receiving touchdowns as well. You know, what's been kind of working for you?
Just being patient. Just working myself into the offense, just doing, you know, whatever I can do, you know, to score some points. And also that line is, man, they're playing lights out right now, so it's making it really easy for me.
You know, with the 1-2 punch that you guys have with both you and Tyshawn in the backfield, you know, how did that, you know, just help the offense with what you guys want to do and, you know, affect the opposing defenses as well when they have to kind of prepare for both of you?
I'm just setting the tone, just knowing that, you know, when we get our opportunities, we're going to make the best out of them. You know, we're the thing that, you know, keeps the offense going right now. So we know that, you know, when we get our opportunities, we got to go in, we got to play fast, we just got to do our job.
You guys are won 9 of 10 at home, don't 2 straight. Just the importance of, you know, protecting that home field. Right?
All these games are important. You know, it's a little more special at home just because it's at home. You know, it's in front of, you know, family and friends. But, you know, we're in the Missouri Valley. We know, you know, all these games are important, and, you know, they're all playoff games for us. So.
This is the point of the season where people start doing the math and saying, hey, you know, what do we need to do? You know, is there more of a sense of urgency now with 4 left, considering this is Missouri State, and this was the team last year that beat you and probably eliminated, you know, playoff contention?
Not really. No, we just, you know, we got to win them all. Just 1 week at a time. We want to know, you know, every week. So, yeah.
The highs and lows, I mean, you go on the road, you lose 2 by a field goal, you get a walk-up. Just, you know, this conference, you know, is playing out the way people talked about it. You know, anyone can beat anybody. Just these close games, is that good for you guys?
Yeah, they're good, but, you know, we have to pull out. We have to pull out of some of them. You know, we lost those 2 on the road that, you know, we thought we should have had. So, you know, those close games, you just got to, you know, we can keep them close, and we just got to play hard, but we just got to get over the hump. We got to win those games.
You can learn from those, right?
Yeah, we just really the brotherhood of it, going through, the ups and downs, and, all the guys are, still staying together, no pointing fingers or anything like that. So just really, count on the brotherhood and, the coaches keeping us, in line and keeping us together.
Great.
Thanks, Trey.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day. All right, we'll take questions for Coach.
Coach, obviously, when I asked Trey a little bit, the ups and downs of this conference and, the way you win games and sometimes the way it goes the other way, just, is that, do you learn from those types of games? Do you like those types of games?
You got to be a constant learner in any business, athletics. You got to learn. We come off the field from Saturday and study the tape on Sunday. You got to learn. There's mistakes there. There's mistakes after loss. You got to continually learn from wins or losses, and it's a process. I wish say you're there. No, it continues to be a process. Our kids understand that. Are we where we need to be? We're not. You go out on a Tuesday and go have the best practice you possibly can have. And, last week it was funny. On Wednesday, I'm sitting watching film in the staff rooms, OD staff rooms, and, Coach Tressel, he always knows when to make a right appearance, but shared with me, and I shared with our kids even Sunday, and he shared with me a Winston Churchill quote, that the gravest danger is the illusion that all is well, when indeed all is not well. Meaning, win, lose, guess what? We got 120 kids in that locker room, 18 to 24-year-olds that every week after a win, after a loss, they got stuff going on in their lives, and our job is to make sure that we continue when we come in here to make sure, are they hurting? Where's their mindset? Are they getting ready for a football game? Is something going on outside of their life? So, you got to come in, even after a win, it's all, well, no, there's some things that we got to fix. And, we got to work on the consistency, part of it that, consistently can we go week in and week out, knowing that every team brings a different challenge. What South Dakota to Illinois State, different set of challenges that you got to adapt to. Then you get in the game, you see how the plan is, and sometimes you throw that plan out. You got to be a problem solver. You go in at halftime. You got to make some adjustments, and the teams that can make the best adjustments are usually the teams that are going to be able to win in the fourth quarter. And, I was proud of our coaching staff, that we were able, gave up 28 points, but, held them to 10 in the second half. And that 10, holding them to 10, gave us the 13 we needed to be able to win. And so, it's a team effort. I wish we're not there yet. It's a process. We're going to learn from that, and we got to be a lot better when we show up Saturday at 2 o'clock against the Bears.
You talk about being constant learners. Do you use what happened last year at Missouri State as a teaching point this season for, hey, small mistakes, and all of a sudden something big can happen?
Yeah, you look, and I don't know if I specifically, but I think our kids learned the hard way last year that, if you go and you're not playing superior special teams at the end of October and November, it's going to cost you. Well, we weren't even close to superior special teams last time we played Missouri State. We had some costly mistakes that cost you, that can add up. Not one play can win or lose you a game, but you start adding up those plays, they can certainly put you in a hole where you don't have an opportunity to win the football game. So, yeah, I think our kids learned the hard way. That was a learning thing that we probably hit home more in the spring, more during camp. Right now it's about next up is the most important. Missouri State's the most important game, and they're a different team than they were last year. I think we're a different team than we were last year. But certainly, the mistakes we made in that game cost us, and, we got to make sure that we don't make those same mistakes each and every Saturday.
What have you seen from Missouri State on film that has impressed you?
I mean, they're explosive. They got great receivers, the Kareem Owens, I think that's Terrell Owens' son. I haven't confirmed it, but someone told me that. But they got great receivers. They got great inside slot, that can make things happen. Raylan Sharp. They got Jamara Robinson, number 0. They got Tariq Owens. They got a quarterback, backup quarterback that came in, court transfer from Minnesota, got hurt. I don't know when he can come back, but they went and got a junior college, young man from California, and he's been a gunslinger for him and throwing at a high efficiency. You know, when you look at our quarterbacks in our league and you compare them to national FCS, I think 7 of our quarterbacks in our league are in the top 10 as efficient quarterbacks. So, you know, we're going against great quarterbacks week in and week out. And this is certainly, they lead the league in passing offense, you know, Missouri State does. You know, defense, and they got size. I mean, when I look at their offensive line, and it's a new offensive line, they did a tremendous job of, you know, developing the kids that they had, or maybe bringing in a player that they needed. But, you know, you're talking 6'6", 6'7", 330, 345 pounds. They got a 6'1", 220-pound tailback. You know, so they're a complete team that can hit you in the runs, and they can spread it out and throw it. Defensively, they're big. They got athletic defensive ends that can get after your quarterback. They got 4 310-pound-plus kids that can play tackle inside. And their secondary we're very familiar with, because it's the same secondary that I thought came last year and really did a great job against us. So, you know, this certainly is a great challenge this week.
After watching the tape, you know, your secondary, what improvements you looking to make this week, because they do like to throw the ball away?
You know, I think the second half, you saw those improvements. You saw us defending, you know, getting the ball loose in the end zone. You know, where the first half, he catches it. Second half, you know, we're getting hands in. So it's technique. It's guys, you know. Troy Jacobek got an interception in the second half, deflected, you know, had some pass breakups, you know, in the second half. So I think our kids settled in and was able to handle second half maybe a lot better than what they handled the first half. And I'm proud of how they reacted, because, you know, when you give up those plays, you know, that's not easy. And be able to have a quick memory and forget about that and go on to the next play, you know, I was proud to see. And we threw a lot of different guys, which, you know, we're putting as many guys out there that we feel can cover and make those plays. And, you know, I certainly believe that they can. I have all the faith in the world that they can. And I saw that improvement in second half, and I want to continue to see it today in practice when I go watch film. I want to see it tomorrow, and I want to see it appear on Saturday.
You know, Dre's really, you know, come on the last couple of weeks with back-to-back 100-yard.
Mhm.
What do you think has kind of allowed him to thrive in that, you know, partnership that he has with Tyson in the backfield?
Being healthy. You know, Trey battled, you know, a lower body injury through camp. And, you know, I started seeing the bounce in the step, the explosion and the power that he was running with a few weeks ago, even going into the South Dakota game. And, you know, so you see that in practice, and you kind of know. I think him being healthy and feeling good, and, you know, the offensive line being able to open some holes. And, you know, those holes, sometimes you got to be patient. You're waiting and waiting, and that burst is what gets you through that hole, and you're splitting defenders. I thought Tyshawn did a great job splitting defenders when he needed to get those extra yards. And our receivers are doing a great job blocking downfield. That goes unnoticed. You know, those guys, when you're running the football, they're not catching the football. But them getting a body on safeties and corners is probably something nobody even looks at. We do. You know, we take great pride in that. And when you see explosive runs, there's a reason. It's because your receivers are blocking the secondary downfield. So we need to continue to see that.
So you've won 9 and 10 at home, you know, 2 in a row at home now. Just that momentum and playing at home, the importance of you know, that home field.
Yeah, and I'll take what Dre said. I mean, every game's important. Home, away. Do we love being at home? Yeah, we do. Love the crowd, love our atmosphere. You know, we need a great crowd. Our kids really get excited, you know, when there's a great student section. You got your band playing, and you got your fans behind you. And, you know, we practice each and every day out on that field. And, you know, for us, yeah, it's home. But every game in this league, you got to win every game. You got to win every game. There's a lot of teams sitting there right in the middle. And after this week, some are going to make the climb up, and some are going to make the climb down. And you're fighting for 60 minutes plus if it takes, 4 quarters plus if it takes, to make sure that you're heading in the other direction. And you're finding a 2-2 team coming in versus a 2-2 team. And they've been great games, you know, the last 2 years. And they got great special teams. I want to mention that. They got the best punter, kicker, phenomenal special teams. And I thought their special teams last year was the difference in the ball game.
Did they change much, you know, with the new coach and all that?
No, they kept the same coaches, you know, and he's done a great job. You know, Coach Beard has done a great job. You know, Bobby Petrino left, but, you know, his son-in-law who was there, you know, took over. And, you know, those guys have done a phenomenal job. Their offensive coordinator's doing a great job, defensive coordinator. So they continued where they are. And they do a great job recruiting and getting players in there. I mean, they are athletic. When I say athletic, big Missouri Valley Football Conference team that you'll see. And, you know, they probably look back on their season and, you know, where they need to make the improvements, but they understand they're in the process right now, and they're trying to put it all together just like we're trying to put it all together.
When did Coach come talk to you?
It's Wednesday. I think Wednesday it was. Yeah, Wednesday. So, you know, again, unexpected, but sometimes he always knows the right time. So trust me, you have mentors, and, you know, I got a lot I lean on. You know, people say, you know, I'm on the phone, you know, if it's not, you know, Coach Tressel, I mean, he's got a lot of guys he keeps track of, you know. I talk to Coach Fickle every week, and, you know, we both were coming off losses, and we both were playing the state of Illinois last week. You know, he was playing the Illini, and we were playing Illinois State, and, you know, Truss is like, let's beat the state of Illinois. So.
You talk a lot to, you know, guys that are in the fraternity. Is that kind of common?
You the ones that you're closest to, you know, the ones, you know, and I have you know, the two I really lean on is, you know, probably Luke and, you know, Coach Tressel. You know, I'll reach out to Coach Freeman, you know, but everyone's busy, so, you know, they don't want to hear my complaints, or, you know, and really it is. And what you find out, you know, and I told this to my staff, regardless of where you're at, you could be on a 12-game winning streak. And guess what? You probably have the same problems that you would have if you're 1-11. You know, I mean, that's college football. You know, so every week you come in, you know, you better know what your kids are thinking. You better know what their mindset's ready to do, and you better get them ready to play a tough opponent. And that's the challenge each and every day. So you got to look in their eyes. You got to walk through the locker room. You got to see who's hurting. You got to see, and you got to get that right by Saturday. And that's the challenge we have. I know people think it's X's and O's and all that stuff, but, you know, just making sure an 18 to 23-year-old is ready to play football with a lot of different things going on in their lives. You know, it's a lot of kids in that locker room. My job's make sure that everything is well and they're ready to attack the day.